What's up everyone, welcome back to a new video, and today we're gonna talk about prom. Shit, I got the food stuck in my throat, goddamn, I'm eating. And prom was yesterday. Fuck! Prom was yesterday, and as you know of the title, as you can read of the title, prom wasn't that good in my opinion, at least for me. Because I was assaulted, I was rejected, and I was kind of humiliated in a sense, and didn't have that much fun. So let me, I think I'm good now. So it all started with me being tired, I didn't have a hard day at school. I had like one lesson, and then I went home. And I was just on my phone, like holy shit, I was a piece of shit. And I was real tired before we went to prom, and I forgot a charger and a power bank because my phone was already on low battery. My mom drove me to prom, and I met up with some friends, talked a little with them, talked with my teachers, took some pictures. They served some champagne, which was absolutely disgusting. Holy shit, I have never tasted something that disgusting in my life. It probably because I don't just like champagne, and also because it stood in the fucking sun for like half an hour. And after like an hour of standing outside and in the gravel, our shoes, like our quote fine shoes, leather shoes, were all dirty and shit. Holy fuck! But we went into the house where the prom was being held and had dinner. First, we were served some cheese pie, which it was mid. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. It was, and then we had turkey with some potatoes and shit, and that was good. I fucking love that shit. With some sauce, some like I think it's called dill. I don't know what the fuck you call it in English. Probably the same. And then for dessert, we had some. It said cola, but we got ice cream. I don't know. They probably fucked up some cola shit and had to resort to ice cream. But it was also delicious, so that was pretty good. And while eating, people held speeches, and they were very good, especially the people from my class. Okay, I'm biased here, but like, they were really funny. They're really funny. They talked about frame mogging, and they talked about my teacher trying to be youthful and saying walla bro, and all that shit. That was super funny. But the seating on the table was kind of terrible in my opinion. Once before prom, I heard that this girl, she's a quote, a popular girl in our class, she was gonna make the seatings, and I was like, oh shit, it's over. I'm gonna be sat at the fucking end of the table with two other people that are my friends in a way. The other two socially awkward people, I mean, basically. And that's exactly what happened. I sat the furthest to the left by like, no one else was like, let me put it like this. This was my table. There were tables. We were in the middle table, so there was a table here and here. I sat here. There were no one here. Here was people. Here were tables and everything. And my teacher sat here and here. I sat here. Oh, Jesus Christ. And beside me sat a girl that was apparently sick. And beside me sat the socially awkward friend, and beside her sat a sick girl that left pretty fast, and was replaced by another girl that I barely knew. Same with the other side. I had my friend that I kind of talked to, and then two girls I didn't know, and one guy I wanted to talk to, but you probably know what I mean. But you can't really talk to anyone that's two people away. It doesn't work. You have to scream. Like when I talked to him, he had to like literally physically reach over to hear me and like put his head like this, like what the hell did you say? So the seating was shit, and the seating quickly broke down. People just move around, and like I tried to talk to my friend in front of me, and that was kinda decent, but like I'm an introvert. I'm also not a people's person. I'm very socially inept in a lot of ways, especially when it's a lot of people. Like I just didn't like the conversations. It was such superficial conversations. Like my friend, he was talking with the girls. He was like in their conversation, and they talked about a lot of things. They always talked. They talked about what hair they had, what makeup they had, something that happened a while back. Like, I just didn't know a lot of that thing about that, and I wasn't that invested, and it was just superficial talk. I just didn't like it. I like philosophical talking about things I'm interested in. I mean, everyone fucking loves that. And maybe talking about, new things, not like deep new things. I like deeper conversations more than that superficial trying to break the ice shit. That's like basically what we had. Later on, I moved seats because they became free, and I was like, I don't have to sit at the fucking end of the table when everyone is over there, because everyone had left where I was sitting. So I had to also move to not look like a fucking loner. And then when I sat with the boys, I wanted to be seated with the boys because, they are a lot nicer to me, they know me, we can talk. And we did, and well, it was a lot better. Yeah, I don't know, like, the dinner wasn't that good in my opinion. I like the speeches, and I liked my friends, But I was like literally sitting with my phone all the fucking time, reading a fucking webtoon or whatever. I was not in the moment. I didn't like it at all. I mean, it was kind of comforting, except it was very loud and people were behaving like monkeys, holy shit. People were like slamming their fist in the table, singing shit, and I mean, sounds fun if you're one of them, but to me it was just annoying. And then after like 3 hours of sitting there, like thank God I have my phone and it wasn't about to die. Oh, it was about to die, but it didn't die yet. So I was like, thank God, I would have died if I didn't have my phone. Then we were gonna leave for like a nightclub that was right beside it. And that's when the real shit started. Like, I mean, not real shit as in positive. I mean like shit as negative. We went into the club, started dancing, like holy fuck, I was tired, I was not feeling it at all. I had a little bit of alcohol, I took like 3 shots or something, but I just, it was painful, it was really fucking painful, I'm gonna tell you that. I was like static, I didn't move, I didn't dance at all, and I'm like, I do not belong here, I need to get the fuck out of here, man. But I'm very, very thankful for my male classmates. They all try to, make me happy. They all try to cheer me up and like, yeah, come on, dance, dance. And I kind of did. And I really appreciate what they did. I really do. They really made the night at least a little better. Because it was fun seeing them dance and they were trying their best to really get me to dance and such. So I had a little fun, yes. And I talked with them also, so that was also fun. But otherwise I didn't feel it. And yeah, you probably saw my first video about why I don't get angry anymore, and in my opinion, I should probably name that why I don't get angry anymore. Plus, my opinion on abortion, because holy shit, that was like half the video was about abortion. But I told you about how I was assaulted. But also, first, go back to all the way to beginning. When we were in line to get into the house to eat dinner, I was elbowed in the face. And this cunt, this motherfucking piece of shit, he like did that and hit me. And I fucking looked at him, and he looked back and looked down on me. And then he just fucking looked back, like I didn't fucking care. Piece of shit. He looked at me like, what is this object that I just fucking bumped into? Like, fuck. My arm, my elbow, like fuck. He didn't give a shit. Fuck that guy. And I was like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, bitch. But then I was like, just no, like rage just doesn't solve anything. It just the situation just gets more fucked and fucked. So I fucking left and stood at the back of the line with my friends. It was a lot better, a lot better. We had at least a good conversations, in my opinion, with that. But then later on in the evening, when my last bus was about to leave, I was gonna take it, but my friends was like, "Oh, come on, stay! Like, why you gotta go now?" And I was like, "Shit, I am not having fun. Like, and I'm tired. I'm gonna go home." I didn't, because I was like, my friends are here, and there was a girl I wanted to, ask out to, dance. And then I came back, and the guys were like, "Oh yeah, let's go," and I went into the dance thing again, and I started kind of dancing, but then I was starting to look around for that girl. And when I found her, I was like, I don't want to fucking ask her, because what if you haven't noticed my change in like kind of personality, I have become, I don't know, incel. I would say volcel. You can't become an incel, or yeah, you can. You get what I mean. I identify myself more as a volcel now because I just don't try anymore. But I tried and it went to shit. I was like, excuse me, doing a dance, like very polite and shit. And she was like, no, thank you, and looked at me like, what the fuck? Who the hell is this motherfucker? And I was like, motherfucker! I knew I shouldn't say that shit. And now I stuck around for like 10 minutes and danced with my friends, hung out with my friends, and they really, really fucking tried to cheer me up, but I just didn't. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. But again, I want to really fucking applaud my friends for they really wanted to make me happy. They really fucking tried to get me, you know, into the party mood. I'm just a piece of shit that fucking just didn't feel it. And a very, very notable thing my friend said. He said to me, Isaac, I'm just like you. Like, I'm very introverted, but you have to get very drunk and then you can have fun. And I was like, you're totally right. But I didn't say this part to him. But like, I'm too old for partying, in my opinion, at least mentally. I lived like a year drinking myself drunk and maybe go to some parties and we being friends. And I'm like, why do I have to get drunk to fucking be able to even talk to people? Because I mean, it's not the people I want to talk to even, and I can speak with people I want to speak with. So I don't understand why I have to get drunk just to speak with people I'm like don't want to speak to, that I find annoying and that I find stupid. So yeah, I just left afterwards. My mom, I said to me like, because I messaged my mom before like I'm gonna be here quite a while, and she was like, okay, call if you want to be picked up, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay here and shit. And then I was like, fuck. After half an hour, I called my mom, and she came to get me. And oh my god, thank you, mother, thank you. And fuck, I forgot about Mother's Day yesterday. I didn't buy her anything. I have to make up for that shit, man. And I was like, oh, to get that prom thing costed $125 fucking dollars or 1,250 kroner. Shit! I could have spent that fucking money on like a fucking dildo. I could have spent that money on a pocket pussy, on a fucking not a new phone, but you know, if I just saved up 3 more times of my like allowance or whatever it's called, I could have got a new phone. But no, I just had to fucking go to the prom. And I was like, there was another guy that in my class that didn't go to prom, and he was like, I don't want to go to prom. It's like so fucking lame. I was like, come on, bro. Everyone's gonna be there, bro. I was like, nah, thank you. I'm gonna go to actually where I live and eat dinner there. I was like, okay, you do you. Holy shit, I should have done it like him, D. I was like, holy fuck, I should have done it like him. Fuck. But I kinda made my money's worth, because the food we were served and the drinks on the dinner was probably worth like fucking $20 or something. But if we were to go to a restaurant and order that shit, that probably would cost 60 or a fucking $100. So we kind of made up our money. And then it's experience. Even if it wasn't a bad time. It wasn't a horrible time. And it even was pretty fun at times. It's experience. You learn from it. You learn that, okay, this is not for me. You learn that this is how it works. You know what I mean? And actually, holy shit, when I got home, I came home at like 1:30, like 12:30. How the fuck do you say it? 0:30. Like, I don't know. Forget it. I came home half an hour after midnight, and then I fell asleep at 1 o'clock in the morning because I was scrolling TikTok like a piece of shit. And holy shit, I was like, you know what? Usually I automatically wake up at about 9, 10, or like 11 or something like that, because I'm gonna sleep very early today at 1 a.m. or 1 in the morning. And yeah, I'm gonna, if I get 9 hours of sleep, 10 hours of sleep, I'm gonna wake up at fucking 10, 11 p.m. or whatever it's a.m. You get what I mean. But holy shit, man, I fucking woke up at 12. I was like, holy shit, I just opened, I fucking woke up because I had an alarm. I had set an alarm because it was like, I have to make this video tomorrow, the one I'm making now. So I have to at least get up before, at 12. So it was my fucking alarm clock that woke me up. I would have probably slept to fucking now. The time is 2. Or I would have probably slept to 1. Like 13 or 14. But no, I got woken up by my alarm, and that's pretty good. Uh, because then, since I have a job and I'm free from school today, they asked in the chat, like, can anyone work here? And I was like, yeah, I can. Is it too late to say you want to work? And they were like, no, you can do it. So in about 45 minutes or something, or technically in about just 25 minutes actually, I'm going to leave home and go to work. Damn it all! This video might not come out until, you know, tomorrow or something, because I will get back home very late, and then I might have to go to bed quite early, because I might also have to work tomorrow as well. But that's a might, because we have a thing in our work where you have to rest 11 hours between shifts. And that won't work, because I'm gonna work from 15 to 20, and then I'm gonna start working at 6 tomorrow in the morning. But that doesn't work. Because that's only about 10 hours of rest, and we have to have 11. But yeah, I'll ask how it's gonna be. I'll ask. But yeah, that was the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that, comment. And I have to say that now, like, the title was mostly clickbait. Technically I was assaulted twice, but it wasn't that deep. Oh fuck, oh shit. I just shat on that girl. Like, I forgot to mention, like, after she hit me and like I walked away, after like hitting her back with the back of my hand, she punched me in the eye like that. She was like, I came back to talk with my friend and she fucking kicked me, and I was like fucking ignored her. But then a while later, like an hour later, I felt someone punch me in the back of the head, and I saw it was her, and she was like, fucking fuck you. And then I grabbed her. I was like, don't do that shit, alright? And she was like, you hit me. I was like, I defended myself and I hit you with the back of my hand very lightly. You punched me in the eye. And she was like, okay, I'm sorry. And then I also heard later she wanted to properly apologize to me. So at least she had a sense to do that. And that I'm very thankful for. So at least she wasn't an idiot. But otherwise, like I said, the title of the video was pretty much clickbait. I was iffy if you can say that's even assault. Like, in my opinion, it isn't assault. Even law-wise, it is assault, because everything, like even doing that to a person, and if they didn't ask for it, that's assault. So in my opinion, it wasn't assault. It was just a little jokingly punch, a very bad joke, but you know what I mean. And then, what was the second title? I was assaulted, rejected. Yeah, I was rejected by the girl, and fuck me, I walked past her when I was at the toilet with her friends, and I heard her fucking friend giggling. Fuck you, bitch. Not the girl didn't laugh at me, but her friends did, so fuck those bitches. And then the last thing in the title, I think, will be prom. My prom night. I was assaulted, rejected, and humiliated. That's humiliated. I don't know humiliated, but it's more of an interpretation question, because I wasn't literally humiliated. Like, no one made fun of me deliberately, except, you know, those girls. But I feel very humiliated because I didn't dance. I felt like I destroyed the mood, you know. I didn't belong there, man. And I, like, again, no hate to my friends. I fucking love you guys. You made that night amazing for me when I was with you. But like, I would rather, you know, just hang out with you individually or like in a group outside a club. Club life is not for me. I'm too mentally old for that shit. Yes, I am that. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.